Good morning. Welcome back to the Red Mic. Red Mic messages, leadership and life lessons picked up from 25 years as a public servant, 16 years as a youth football coach and scouting volunteer, and 10 years as a mediocre athlete with far more heart than actual physical ability. Today's Red Mic message, competitive greatness. At the very top of John Wooden's leadership pyramid sits competitive greatness. It's not decorative, it's the summit. And Wooden placed it there because it represents the point where every block underneath, discipline, loyalty, teamwork, skill, confidence, they finally come together. Competitive greatness is the payoff for all of that hard work, all of that preparation. What does that mean? It means being at your best when your best is required. And it's not just when things are easy, not just when you're ahead, not when the crowd is cheering. True competitive greatness shows up when the pressure is suffocating, when the odds are stacked against you, when failure would be a whole lot more convenient than having to dig deep into your heart and soul and gut in order to find the strength to keep going. It's not about chasing the soft victories, the easy wins. It's loving the challenge. The hard battles, they stretch you, they scare you, they test everything about what you're made of. I'm going into a test like that later today, but I'm going to swallow hard and I'm going to keep my head up. Now, Wooden believe you shouldn't just accept those moments. You should welcome them because that's where your real character is going to show up. Because after you go through that fire, that crucible, those bits left in the ceramic at the bottom, that's who you are. And I've seen this personally, professionally. I've been in fights I didn't ask for, lawsuits that were filed long before I ever walked in the door, political battles, um, battles of ego, uh, battles where you knew in your heart and soul and gut that the directives you were given weren't the right way to go, but you swallowed hard and you did it anyway because that was your job. Again, that's where you're going to see your real character. The tougher the fight, the sharper you can become. Those kind of battles are going to grow you in ways that aren't readily apparent. But comfort's not going to get you there. When you are forced into the fire, you're just like that piece of steel on an edged blade. They put it in, they hammer it, they cool it off. They put it into the fire again, they hammer it some more. That forging is going to make you tempered. It's going to make you stronger. And you see it in sports all the time. Great players don't just pad their stats when the game's already decided. They want the ball in their hands when the clock is running out. You've heard me talk about one of my favorite sports movies, The Replacements. Early in the movie, Jimmy McGinty, played by Gene Hackman, the late, great Gene Hackman, Jimmy tells Shane Falco that winners want the ball when the game is on the line. And then later in the game, it gets flipped. McGinty goes to Falco and he says, "All right, Shane, what's it going to be?" And Falco says, "I want the ball." And Hackman goes, "Winners always do." And then they go out and they beat Washington. Again, 20-year-old movie. If you haven't seen it, that's on you, not on me, but check it out. It's a great movie. Great players show that over and over again. Think about it. Michael Jordan, the last minute fadeaway jumper to win the championship. Kobe Bryant, Tom Brady. They lived for those moments where everything was on the line. And they didn't always win, but they knew that greatness meant stepping into those moments, embracing them, hugging them, enjoying them like they were a warm bath because they envelop you. They completely take over the moment. And they did that over and over and over again, regardless of the risk, because that's what great competitors, that's what winners do. Wooden said it best on this whole idea. The tougher the battle, the better. And that's not just about sports. That's everything worthwhile in your life. Every hard decision, every uphill climb, every setback that forces you to decide whether you're going to quit or you're going to keep going, you're going to keep standing, you're going to keep punching. The hard is what makes it great. The question is, are you going to be great with it? Or are you going to let it make you fold like a cheap tent? That's the hard part. Until you are in that moment, until you are in that time where your character, where your heart, where your soul, where your guts are being tested, you may not know what you're going to do. So swallow hard and keep going. That competitive greatness is in everybody, but not everybody finds it. So when life demands your best, don't run from it. It's your chance to show everybody that everything you've done up until that point created this moment for you right then, right there, and you're not going to run from it. You're going to lean in and you're going to make it yours. You're going to take control. You want the ball because winners always do. And that's today's Red Mike message. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you found it helpful. Tell you what, let me know down in the comments if you want me to do the next 4 of the wooden themes that I've got. If not, I can push pause. I've got other topics I can do. Initially, the idea was to do 4 of them this week and then Fun Friday, and then do 4 of them next week and then Fun Friday. But with next week being a holiday week, I'm thinking about pushing the wooden stuff down the road a little bit, kick that can. Let me know. Give me a like, a follow, and a share. Good thoughts for me. I've got another important meeting later today. I love you guys. Don't forget, life is short. Drink the bourbon. I'll see you next time.